Welcome back to the Making the Madness YouTube channel. It's Sean here again, and today we will be talking about John Petty Jr. from Alabama deciding to return to Alabama for his senior season. And Petty's a great player, he's a very talented scorer. It's hard to find someone who's as good of a shooter as him. You're not going to find many because there isn't that many. He shot 44% from deep last season. He's played with a lot of good players in his time. Played Colin Sexton, too, at Alabama. Was on that team that went to the NCAA tournament, won a game, and then ended up losing to Villanova by, 40. But he's a very experienced player. He's a very good player. And I think he'll have a great season this season for the Crimson Tide, led by Nate Oates. Petty is the perfect player for what Nate Oates does. He likes to shoot the ball and run fast. Petty likes to shoot the ball and run fast. You think about a better combo, you probably won't find one. Petty has just been a steady force for the Crimson Tide for a number of seasons. Like what Nate Oates had at Buffalo with C.J. Massenberg and Jeremy Harris, two guys who can just knock down threes. Dante Carruthers was another guy who can knock down threes. Now you just look at what this team can do this season. You have a starting five of Jahvon Quinerly, who's the top 20 recruit a couple seasons ago, 2 years ago, McDonald's All-American, went to Villanova, didn't really play, transferred to Alabama, was denied a waiver to play last season. I think the year of sitting could have done a lot for Quinerly, and I really hope he took advantage of it because he's a great player, I think. He can run an offense. I think he can be a consistent shooter. I just think that year off probably did a lot for him because he was a really popular guy coming out of high school with the whole Jelly Fam thing with him and Isaiah Washington and Naz Reid and Sidney Wilson and Jordan Walker at Tulane. Sometimes that can get to your head being popular that young. That's part of what the battle is here with some of these college guys. You look at Mac McClung. He's another guy who's super popular. That's something you have to deal with. You gotta still be humble and know what you are as a player rather than just highlights on YouTube of you doing cool layups in high school. And I think Quinerly could have, just taken the time to reflect and know what he is as a player. And I think he's a very good player. He's a smart kid. I think he'll have a great season for the Crimson Tide. Then you look at Josh Primo, who's a 6'6" combo guard. He's a nice recruit who's going to be very good this season. Then it's debatable whether he starts or not because Jaden Shackelford is also a very good player. I would put Shackelford in the starting five over Primo, but they could play together. Shackelford had 15 a game last season, so I guess Shackelford can go to the 2. And at the 3, you can go John Petty Jr. At the 4, you can go Herb Jones, who's one of the best defenders in college basketball. And then Yale transfer Jordan Bruner at the 5. That's a very good starting 5. Then you can go Primo off the bench. You can go Alex Chikwo, I think is how you say it. I'm probably wrong on saying that, but he's a top 60 recruit. He's a big man he's 6'11". He can be very good this season for the Crimson Tide. And, this is a team that doesn't have a ton of size. They lose Javian Davis, who's a very big player. Lose Galen Smith, you lose Raymond Hawkins, lose 3 big men. You need someone to step into that role. Then another big man with Keon Ambrose Hyleton. I think he'll also play some kind of role. Darius Miles is another big man. And you have Keon Ellis, who's the 8th ranked JUCO recruit this year. I don't know what kind of role he'll play this year, but he was highly sought after by a lot of schools. He's another 6'6" combo guard. 2 of those in one class. That's pretty impressive stuff there. And then you have Alex Reese, obviously, who's an elite shooter at the 4 position. He's been around for a while. Alabama this year, I could see them winning the SEC. I don't think that's that far-fetched. I like this team a lot. I think Nate Oates is building something special down there in Tuscaloosa. Like and subscribe on this video. See you next time. Have a great day.